The performance I'm going to do is, okay, the title is sound cooking. Sound cooking, but the performance is something about just listening. I think the audience just should listen to sounds or to music. That's the basic idea. And the reason, and they have to have a reason that they listen. So I make the music, which is packed into my performance. So I'm using pre-recorded material, which is on MDs and on MP3, and so these material is connected to a small mixer. And also I can equalize the sounds, and then I can cook the sounds. That means the sounds will come through speakers, which are standing in front of me like small stoves. And when the sounds come through the speakers, and mostly, I mean, if there are deep sounds like bass-related sounds, then I can use the sounds for something different. It means I put not a pot, or what do you say? A cup, but a big cup on top of the speakers, and then I can play with the speakers. That means the air presses against the cup, and then it happens to be maybe like, you know, when you perform with a trombone, you know the effect, and you put something on top of the trombone, then you can change the sound. And this actually will happen, I hope, with my performance, that you have a music already, but then you can change the music again into something else. And that's I'm trying to do.
Wait, can you say?
Pardon me?
Why the title is?
Sound cooking? Yeah, because it's like not in a kitchen, but you have these two speakers. Actually, they look, when you look underneath, they look like electrical equipment, like we say stoves, electrical device. So, and you put a top on top of it, and you just cook the sound. I mean, it's like very easy. Just cook. I cannot explain it better, but it's just cooking. But that's very simple cooking. I mean, just not high-class cooking. Because I cannot cook. I only can cook with some sounds. Mix the sounds and make it different. Maybe put some pepper or put some other kind of color or flavors. And I hope this will happen.
You use also food pepper and sesame.
Yeah, but this is only when I do my small pieces there. But actually, it's the same idea. What? Can you see this? This is a permanent cooking.
Permanent cooking?
Yeah, because you know it never gets ready, but it's always cooking, but it's not getting ready. But that's what do I tell you?
Cooks itself.
It cooks itself. Yes.
In that work, it seems that there is this relation with time
Yeah.
and space.
Yeah. Yeah. That is actually when you are a sculpture. Yes, when you just do visual art, you have a sculpture piece, and okay, the sculpture just stands there. But when you have music or sound, then you have a time aspect extra. And this type I like music or sound because the time kind of circulates around the object. And this I like. Space. Yeah, but it's not as time aspect. My wife made time. It's Of course, if you have sound, the sound goes into the space, but that's a different thing.
But you also underline in doing photos.
Yeah, this just happened. I don't know how it. Oh, I can tell you, because I'm a visual artist, I'm very familiar with this kind of stuff. You know, I do a photo. This is a photo. I made this yellow, for instance. I did in a show. Actually 3 or 4 months ago. Then I did another show, and I took a photo with the piece from the new show. So I did a photograph of that. That means it has something to do with remembering, and so on and so on. So with visual art, it's pretty easy to say that, but also it has a similarity with sound or with music itself, because I'm using when I create my music, I do kind of the same thing. I always repeat and mix it and do it and recook it and do it new. So this is the way I'm working. So the only thing is I do it to keep it fresh, because the work itself should be fresh, not. Yeah, I think that's the main, it's an important thing to keep it fresh. So I hope when I do my performance, this cooking stuff, it's not too old. I mean, it should be, also should be fresh. Yeah. Yeah, because of that. Yeah. And it's a good thing also with the brain when you forget and then you remember suddenly, then also this kind of keeps it fresh, because then you have to think again and you have to remember the things you forgot, and then maybe it's the same. But, okay.
And there is another circle, which is the work you did
Aki Takahashi, she's yeah.
And I mean the circle which is sound drawing,
sound drawing.
And then it was sound before.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
drawing, and then
Yeah. And then it turned out to be a score. As it, yeah. So first.
Can you describe
how it did? Okay, you already mentioned that when it started, I had a pane of glass and I put pigment on top of it, and there was a music under, so that was actually a piece, visual and music piece. And I took photographs from the situation, and then I put it into computer with Photoshop, etc., etc., and then I printed it out. And I was using Korean paper, because it's a nice structure and so on and so. So, and then I asked the performer, the pianist, Aki Takahashi, please perform. But then she didn't know how to do it. And we had to find a kind of translation, because this is not a notation, but we had to find out a form, how can you perform? And I suggested she just should concentrate on one dot, and then play the one dot, and then play the other dot, etc., etc. So all of a sudden there was a, shall I walk? There was a, yeah, it was a really piece of music happened.
I know that you did a couple of permanent installations that are in Pittsburgh and in Japan.
Yeah.
You did 2 different things.
Yeah. You mean permanent installations?
Yeah.
I did some, yes, you are right. I did, in the Pittsburgh installation, maybe it's the most, I like the most, because this is in a neighborhood where flat houses are. And there's one tall building. They have 7 stories, and just in the 7 stories there are 2 speakers outdoor, and they perform my music. And there are 4 other speakers, one in the center of the building and one in the lower area. But the one thing, when you do a permanent piece outdoor, then you must care that you don't disturb the environment. So you must be really careful that the people who don't want to listen, they still can stand that music. So, this music has to be very open, and it has to be like being a wind. You know, it disappears and it comes again, and so on. So, but the thing what interested me the most was the piece the title of the piece I did in Pittsburgh was music in a garden. Actually, it was designed for a garden, but the garden itself was also designed by another artist, a female artist. Benefit Lutz is the name of the artist, and there was the deepest part of the garden. It was a kind of, I don't know, it was just deeper. I don't know, how was it? But what I tried to say is, there were some frequencies of the piece you could not hear in the normal environment, but you only could hear it in the very deepest spot of the garden. They're kind of hidden in the stones, but the sound came from the 7th floor. So this was interesting for me. Therefore, I like the piece. Actually.
So you discovered it in the moment?
It just happened. It happened. Yeah. But this is a way how that's. You know, you can do big constructions. You know, you can make a construction how the sound moves from this end and make a circle and so on. So you can make it technically very brilliant. But some sounds, they just don't care. They just move by themselves, and that I like. And it was happened in Pittsburgh, which I try to explain.
So your pieces are never decided before you install them?
Not really, no, because the situation is always different, and also the weather changes. When we do an outdoor piece, if the air is dry, then the sound moves in a different way than when it's raining. So this all has an effect on the music.
It's very nice as you figure as a solid the sound. When you talk about it, it seems to be something that really that you can feel.
Yeah, it's kind of material. I mean, it's therefore I like sound also.
And in Japan, in Japan.
What did I do there?
This outdoor. It was like a Zen garden or something like that?
It was not a Zen garden. But the latest piece I did there was pretty high. I mean, it was a not a mountain, but a hill, but it was somehow pretty high because it was very hot that the time I was installing it. And also, so the audience only could park their cars half of the hill, so that the rest they had to climb. So when there was a kind of modern castle, rebuilt castle, because I was using this castle just for the equipment, because I need electricity, etc. And from this castle point, I made my piece, and so you must go much further high to the mountain. But during you are walking to the hill, you was begleitet. You was accompanied. You was accompanied by my music. So you walk up, and here was a loudspeaker, there was a loudspeaker, and there was a loudspeaker. And I found out this has a similarity when people go to a shrine, and they also have to go many, many stairs. And so this is kind of similarity that I found out. And that helps the people to climb the mountain, to go up to the mountain. And when they were on top of the mountain, then then I made a different piece. But that was what is difficult to explain. It's, it's really difficult because.
The last question
Okay.
is, are you, what is your relationship with the electronic music? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we can buy your CDs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you like to work an electronic musician or an artist or I know you played with, I think
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
played with some musicians.
Yes, I did. Yeah. No, I think I just like music. I also like art, and I'm the person who does music and who does art. So, and I like very much music, and I like also. No, I just like to produce music.
Cara, hai tu il telecomando?
Ti spacco la TV.